Bear with me 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Wayne Brown Jr., founder of Freedom Financial. Let me tell you, this is a privilege as well as an honor to be here today and share this great opportunity with every last one of you guys. And this is not a business opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. This is an opportunity for you to gravitate and to be informed about something that oftentimes we believe we already know. But the truth of the matter is, no one has ever taught us this strategy. No one ever taught us this concept. But today, if you connect to our Zoom cloud meeting, I posted a link on my Facebook page. This is live on Facebook. If you're one of those people that say, I want to see this for myself, follow that link that I just posted on that page on my Facebook Live. You will be able to see me inputting these amounts and this information, and you will see like, wow, I did not know what I've just saw to be true. And every single time you show somebody what I'm about to show you this morning, well, I'm willing to give you $35. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a no-brainer. Only thing I have to do is put myself in position to learn how to increase my own finances and then teach somebody else how to do the same thing. That's the most easiest thing I've seen in my life. I ain't telling you to go out on the street corners. I'm not telling you to go and beg and plead with somebody. I'm not telling you got to invest $500 to get started. It's none of that. Only thing I want you to do is take the next 20 minutes and really pay attention to what you're going to see. First things first, if you do not have Zoom Cloud Meeting, go ahead and download that right now. Go ahead and tune in to the visual, because a lot of people can hear things, but when you see it, it's like, oh my God, the light bulb comes on. So for those of you that's already tuning in, I welcome you again over our Zoom. For those of you that's coming on in, just come on in, and you have to section where we picked up at here. And also, this video will be posted on our YouTube channel. So please, the other conversations in the background, we do have a list of the business. However, I have not slighted you. I still make the time in my daily schedule to educate folks just like you. All right. So first and foremost, normally when I show people this form, they say this is my tax form. Others say that's my W-4. Others say this is the form that I use to calculate the amount of taxes that comes out of my paycheck. And I just look at them and I ask them one simple question. What if I showed you that that is not accurate? And now there all is. I pique their interest, and now I have the ability to teach someone something that they thought they knew, and in actuality, they did not know but the surface. All right? So we're going to go a little in depth this morning. So first and foremost, we're going to use this guy, Tony, and his last name is going to be Sample. All right? His social security number is going to be 222-55-2222. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in, you can see this on my screen right now. Now, Mr. Sample in this illustration is going to be single. His address is going to be 101 Sample Drive. All right. We're going to file that he's single. For the sake of this illustration, ladies and gentlemen, you can see this. And we're going to say that he lives in Salisbury, Maryland, since that's my hometown, 21801. All right. We're going to leave this portion of the form blank because we're going to work the worksheet. And then we're going to come back to line number 5 on the W-4 form, or what we know today as an employee withholding allowance certificate. We're going to leave this portion blank. All right. I'm going to just go ahead and sign right here. Hold on 1 second. If it let me do an e-signature, I don't think so, but that's all right. We're going to act like we signed it already. All right. So that portion of the form is completed. So let's talk about income shifting. Income shifting is the concept of taking your own money and making your money make you more money. So instead, if you have a job, you are under this W-4, all right? So I'm going to show you the correct way of filling this form out. Now, the only way this will work and be effective, now I will say this, the only way it will work and be effective, you must be a business owner and you must apply the strategies that we're going to show you. All right. So Mr. Sample is going to enter 1 on line 1 for himself. He's going to enter 0 because he's not married and he's not filing jointly on line B. He's also going to claim 1 for head of household because he's unmarried. All right. Now, on line D, we're going to enter a 1 because Mr. Sample is filing single and he only has 1 job. All right. So we're going to enter 1 again. Now, the 2018 version of the tax form, because of the Tax Reform Act, it reads slightly different. Mr. Sample, let's say he has 2 children of his very own that lives inside of his household. All right. Now, watch the magic, ladies and gentlemen. The form reads, if your total income will be less than $69,000, enter 4 for each eligible child. If your total income will be from $69,000 to $175,000, enter 2 for each eligible child. So, listen, we already know that Mr. Sample qualified for the number 8 to go on line letter E. He has 2 qualified children that gets 4, the number 4 put in for each one of them. All right. So if you got 4 times that by 2 because of the 2 children, we're going to put 8 there on line letter E. Now watch this. Look at F. If your total income will be less than $69,000, enter 1 for each eligible dependent. So guess what? On line F, we're going to put the number 2. Look at what G reads. Other credit. If you had other credits, see worksheets 1 through 6 of publication 505 and enter the amount from the worksheet here on line G. Add lines A through G and enter the total here. So ladies and gentlemen, let's move forward to the other worksheets. Normally, good morning, Dave. All right. You came right in time. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to work these worksheets. All right. We're going to go through the worksheets and watch this. Mr. Tony Sample did not itemize last year. So for the sake of this illustration, we're going to put 0. All right. On line number 2, Donald Trump helped every last one of you guys, believe it or not, because the standard deduction has increased. It used to be $12,000. Now, watch this. Because Mr. Tony Sample is single, he's going to claim a standard deduction for $12,000 just being single. However, if Mr. Sample, excuse me, I got calls coming through while I'm on my broadcast. All right. So just for the sake of this illustration, let's say Mr. Sample was married, but he was filing jointly with his wife. He would got a $24,000 standard deduction. But because he's single, we're only going to give him a $12,000 standard deduction. All right. So as you see this, watch how many allowances we're going to free up on your W-4. Once you correctly do this worksheet, your pay increases and you didn't even have to ask your boss. That's the type of income shift that I'm talking about. And we're not going to do no magic. We ain't going to do no Houdini. We ain't doing no shortcuts. We're going line per line what the government says to do on this form that every one of you that got a job has not done because your employer said on page 2, don't worry about that part. We'll take care of that. They tell you this every single time. So watch this. If we subtract lines 2 from lines 1, we're going to take the 0 because we didn't itemize minus the 12,000. So we're going to be left with $12,000. So we're going to put that on line 3. On line 4, it reads, enter an estimate of your 2018 adjustments to income and any standard deductions for your age or for blindness. All right. All right. So here, we're going to enter our standard. Come on, man. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's back up one more time. So it says enter an estimate of your 2018 adjustments to income and any additional standard deduction for age or for blindness. All right. So here we're going to put 4,150. That's just the standard deduction that we're going to use for the sake of this illustration. All right. On line 5, we're going to add lines 3 and line 4. So you had 12,000 for your standard deduction. Then we also use the adjustment saying that we're going to adjust our income by another 4,150 throughout the year because now you have a business. So that takes us to 16,150 that will go right here on line 5. On line 6, it clearly reads, enter an estimate of your 2018 non-wage income. If you don't have assets, you don't have businesses, you don't have dividends, you don't have any money marketing account, you don't have CD4 accounts, stocks, bonds, Bitcoin, any other source of non-wage income, meaning money that you did not work for, coming into your household, then we're going to put 0 here. All right? Line 7 says, subtract line 6 from line 5. So we're going to be left with the same 16,150. On line 8, you divide the number 16,150 by the 4,150 that you get for each qualified allowance that you freed up. All right. So, excuse me, it's 16,150. And pull my calculator out this time. We're going to divide that by 4,150, and that's going to give us 3.8. So we just freed up 3.8 allowances just by using this worksheet. If you didn't do this worksheet, guess what? You would have lost 3 allowances, and you didn't even realize it. So we're going to drop the fraction, and we're going to enter 3 on line number 8. Now listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. This is my favorite part. This is where the magic happens. Enter the number from the personal allowance worksheet, line 8 above. All right? So let's go back to line 8, right? If you look at G, it says if you have any other credit, see worksheet publications 1 through 6, publication 505, and enter the amount from worksheet here. So the amount that we're looking for is the number on line 8. So we're going to put that on line 3. On line G, which is the number 3. All right. Now we're going to add up what we had from page 1. So you got 1, 2, 3, plus your 8 is 11, plus your 2 is 13, plus your 3 is 16. All right. So you enter the number 16 on page 2 on page 2 on line number 9. Then on line 10, it says add lines 8 through 9 and enter the total here. So what we're going to do is take the 16 and your 3, and you're going to add that and put the number 19 on line number 10. Then if you look, it says if you plan to use 2 earners or multiple jobs worksheet, also enter this total on line 1, page 4. Otherwise, stop here and enter the total number on form W4, line 5, page 1. So you just went from a normal 5, 6, 7, 8 allowances to 19 allowances, ladies and gentlemen. That indeed, all by itself, is powerful. So when you file your taxes, guess what? You're not going to owe because you have a business that offset your taxable income. The name of the game is to show a loss in your business. You can't tax me for money I don't have. That don't mean I didn't make it, but I took a loss because I have a track record of all of my expenses, all of my licensing fees, all of my subscriptions, everything that I needed to maintain my business to keep it afloat throughout the year. Guess what? We want to have a negative taxable income because you don't want to return. You want your money now. Why wait for your money when you can have it now? If the government gonna make money off of your money, why can't you make money off of your money? So we want to show you how to shift your income back into your pocket so that you and your family can live more comfortably without having to owe the government one red penny. Doing this legally using the publications that they have given you to use called the W-4 or the Employees Withholding Allowance Certificate. So on line 5, it says total number of allowances you're claiming from the applicable worksheet on the following page. So the form is telling you to use the worksheet, but so many people listen to their employer and say, "No, we'll take care of that." But the form told you to use the worksheet. All right, this is where I make my money at, to educate people just like you. So we're not going to add any additional taxes that's coming out of our pay. We're not filing exempt. We're going to sign this bottom of this form. We're going to date it. We're going to turn it back into our employer with not 6 or 7, without 9 or 10, but 19 qualified allowances. Do you know what that's going to mean for your next paycheck? Think about that. You don't believe me? Go to IRS.gov and look at what IRS.gov tells you to do with your money. They have an article on their website right now as we speak that says 80% of Americans that have jobs has overpaid their taxes. And the reason why we know they've overpaid their taxes is because they get a return at the end of the year. So how many people heard this before? Man, I love my job. I ain't going nowhere. I got $15,000 back in taxes last year. That's because my boss gave me a $2 raise last year. Dude, what? No, that ain't why. That's because you overpaid taxes. So I'm going to give you just a nugget here. If you look at my screen, this is your individual tax form. Most of y'all don't even know what a 1040 look like because you pay somebody else to do your taxes. They don't teach you how to fill out this form. So the second segment of our training this morning, I'm going to show you an illustration of being just an employee, having a job, you're making the same amount of money, and being a business owner, having the same job, and watch the tax benefits that you get with the same information. Nothing's going to change. You're going to make the same amount of money. The only difference is you got a business. All right? But I'm going to just give you a sneak preview real quick. The 1040 is broken down in different sections. All right? So your information is going to go in the top section for those of y'all that's watching this live. Then you have your filing status. Then you have your exemption. All right? Your exemption comes from your qualified dependent. Then you have your income section. So any money that you have coming in your household, I don't care if it's IRAs, pensions, annuities, Social Security, any taxable income, any wages, any qualified dividends, unemployment compensation, whatever, Social Security benefits, whatever income you got is all going to be inputted under this section under the 1040 when it comes to filing taxes. Then you have adjusted gross income. The government is telling you that there's ways that you can legally adjust your own income. But because you haven't been taught this, I come along and say, hey, I can show you how to shift your income. We just use the word shift, but it's the same thing the government told you to do. Adjust. It's a no-brainer. You see it for yourself. So for those of you all that say, show me the money, I'm going to definitely show you the money today. Then you see another section that says tax and credit. So the government want to give you more incentive to bring your adjusted gross income down less so that you're taxed less. But We want to show you how to do that. Other taxes, all right? Any payments that you made. Now, this is my favorite part. Refund. Watch this. Line number 75. If line 74 is more than line 63, subtract 63 from line 74. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to prove myself to you right now. This is the amount you overpaid. You don't got to listen to me. The form says it right here. You can read it for yourself. The government has told you that once you've calculated all of your incomes, all of your taxes, all of your credit and dividends, all of your financial information, you input it on this form so you can see what you're working with. Once you do the math to see how much your refund should be, it tells you clearly, this is the amount you overpaid. So why are you going to continue to overpay taxes when you don't have to? I will see you guys right back here at 3 o'clock so we can go over this 1040. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you on the team. You can find me today at 932 West Isabella Street, Salisbury, Maryland, or you can call the office at 410-870-9336. We're waiting to help you change your life financially forever. God bless you and have a prosperous and productive day. Bye-bye. Oh, I knew it.